The time is almost upon us. The final of Euro 2024 awaits in a couple of days' time. Spain take on England. Is football coming home, or will the Three Lions once again fall at the final hurdle? Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. Yes, today's video is going to be the preview to Euro 2024, the final that is yet to come on Sunday. In one corner will be England. Gareth Southgate's men, the Three Lions, are set to do battle with the Spanish, who have been arguably the best team in this tournament so far, at least the most consistent team in this tournament so far. It's going to be an interesting battle, and it's going to be one that both sets of fans from both nations are going to be up and down their respective countries, biting their nails and hoping and praying that their team can bring home the glory. We're going to be talking about the final. We're going to be discussing all about the final, all about the previewing, the teams, the squads, what got them here, and yada, yada, yada. You know the kind of stuff that goes into a preview. But without further ado, I would like to remind you all to please like the video and also subscribe if you're new. Both things are always greatly appreciated. Get involved in the comment section though. I do want to hear your opinions, your thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it on this, people. Get involved in the comment section. Use and abuse that comment section. I want to hear from you on what you think the final will hold in store for us when we watch it unfold before our very eyes on Sunday. So do get involved down below. Would love to hear from you all. But without further ado, let's discuss the final. Let's talk about the final. In one corner will be the Spanish, looking to win the European Championships for the first time since 2012. In the other corner will be England, looking to go that one step further from their failure to win in 2021 for the European Championships of 2020, where of course they fell to Italy on a penalty shootout. Incredible scenes then, incredible scenes now. It's been a fantastic tournament. England have been somewhat underwhelming for large parts of this tournament. It's actually kind of a miracle we actually got this far, to be honest. But they were the tournament favourites going into the competition, and so far they have met expectation. Maybe not in terms of performance level and consistency, but they have met expectation by getting to the final at the very least. The Spanish, don't think a lot of people may have put them to win the competition, but they have done exceptionally well, surprised many people, including myself. I have to hold my hands up and say that they've exceeded my expectations in this competition as well. And I've got to say that they have been, in my opinion, the best side in this competition. Certainly the most consistent side in this competition. And they have proven me wrong in so many ways during this tournament so far. How did we get here? Well, the Spanish passed their group with flying colours. They won their round of 16 game against Georgia in convincing fashion. They beat the host nation of the Germans in the quarterfinal. And on Tuesday, they produced a fantastic performance to knock out one of the tournament favourites in France to get to this stage. As for the English, it was a bit of a struggle in the end, and they kind of limped over the finish line, but they did eventually top their group of Group C, beating the likes of Serbia and drawing to the likes of Denmark and Slovenia. They then won their round of 16 game against Slovakia in very dramatic circumstances, given the very late Jude Bellingham equaliser, followed by Harry Kane winning it in extra time. In the round of 16 stage, they beat the Swiss. Switzerland lost to them on a penalty shootout. And then on Wednesday night, England in dramatic fashion again with a late Ollie Watkins goal that won it for them in that one against the Netherlands to advance to the final two of the competition. What does the final hold in store? I'm hoping we're in for a great game. The expectation should be that we are going to be in for a great game. But as we've seen from England, they've been very underwhelming so far this tournament. There were one or two signs in the past couple of games that England was slowly warming up to the tournament and was slowly getting better. Better late than never. But there was nothing sustainable for 90 minutes. Nothing concrete, nothing thorough or consistent for the full amount of 90 to 120 minutes in both the previous two games that England played. For the Spanish, they're going to pose a different threat to anything and everything that England have faced so far in this competition. We know that the Spanish like to play their own brand of tiki-taka style football. We know that they're going to play more assertive, more on the front foot, more attacking. They're going to play with a higher line. They're going to want to play possession-based football. And England have got to find ways to counter that. England have got to find ways in which to counter a Spanish style that is going to be relentless, that is going to be on the front foot, that is going to be different to anything and everything that England have faced so far. England have gone into games so far in this tournament where they are expected to win. And on some level, England are still expected to win this game. But what I mean is that they've been the clear and obvious favourites, whilst the teams that they've been facing have been the underdog. This is a game where, although England should be the favourites, being the tournament favourites to go on and win the competition before a ball was even kicked, they are still posing, the Spanish are still posing a threat to them. And a bigger threat than any other team has managed to pose to England so far. And a threat that could easily match the Three Lions, considering how underwhelming and poor they have so far been in this tournament. How do you counter that? Well, Gareth Southgate, for one, has to change his approach. He has been so resilient, so stubborn in his approach in this tournament that it's a miracle we've actually got this far, considering that his main style of management seems to be focusing on good vibes and just hope. Squad depth as well, a little bit, I guess. But squad depth, good vibes, and hope. Those are the three things that he's been blessed with all tournament so far. And it's worked. That's why England are this far. It's no tactical masterpiece. It's no tactical master plan. It is just those three things that have given him good fortune and have slowly but surely gone in his favour, that I cannot deny have gone for him to get to this far. But this is where he needs to change things up. This is where things need to be adapted upon and where things need to change. Because the Spanish are going to play, like I say, in a completely different way to any team that England have so far faced in this competition. He needs to somehow find a way to counter that. For me, what needs to be done is Ollie Watkins needs to start. Not just because of his goal the other night, which was a brilliantly well taken goal, but because he is the only striker that we have that can run in behind a defence. And especially with the Spanish playing a high line, it might cause the Spanish to fall back a few yards because of the pace that he has. And of course the way that we can get him in behind that defence. It could work in our favour. I'm not saying completely drop Harry Kane. The possibility is there for Harry Kane to maybe play a slightly more deeper role in this game, which would of course help with his more playmaking attributes, that he can maybe spring a 40-yard diagonal over to Saka. He can maybe try and get Phil Foden on the other side of the wing, something along them lines. It certainly could work to their advantage and to their favour. But I don't think he will play him, because Southgate is stubborn, Southgate is resilient, and despite the fact that this squad has incredible amounts of attacking talent, he is still applying the handbrake with his defensive-minded style of approach. But if he wants to win this competition, and he wants to give himself every chance of doing that, then for me, Ollie Watkins needs to start. Another potential change is probably Trent Alexander-Arnold. He should have come in a long time ago. Now, the Spanish have had a very good tournament so far. When we know some of the players that they have, there are some young players that maybe we didn't know a great deal about, but now we do know them. Lamine Yamal being one of them. Nico Williams and Lamine Yamal have been very consistent and very solid for the wing positions of of the Spanish national team this tournament, and they have been excellent and very consistent. If you worry that... How do I say this? What I've seen in this tournament from Kyle Walker is him being caught out time and time again. No one will say anything because his name isn't Trent Alexander-Arnold, but Kyle Walker, on a few occasions this tournament, has been caught out of position on his right-back position time and time again, and no one says a word. No one has said a word. The only issue is that neither him nor Kieran Trippier offer a great deal, whether it's on the right or whether it's on the left, in terms of attacking. Trent will offer a lot. And when you're playing a high line, as the Spanish will, you are very vulnerable when the ball goes in behind. And Trent can pick that pass out time and time again. And whether he's trying to find Watkins, whether he's trying to find Saka, or maybe on the other side, maybe Foden will be pressed up high, he will find that pass. Trent, for me, has to start. He has to start. There's no doubt in my mind. I can understand him playing Kyle Walker for the pace that he has recovery-wise because he keeps on getting caught out. And against Nico Williams, I think it will be a good matchup to have. So I think he will go with Kyle Walker. But to me, you need someone that's going to break down that Spanish defence. And the one man who's going to do that is the one man that you've been keeping on the bench because you can't work him into your midfield, despite the fact you had your heart set on it, in Trent Alexander-Arnold. On the other side of things, Kieran Trippier may be able to keep his place at left back if Luke Shaw isn't fit. I'd go with a more natural Luke Shaw. I'm surprised his hamstring hasn't blown out already, but there you have it. And against Lamine Yamal, he's going to have his work cut out. Yamal has been an absolute handful in this tournament. He's been the best young player of this competition. He has been insane, and he capped off his performance the other night with an unbelievable goal against the French in the semi-final. I just think that a more natural left-back will give the Spanish some food for thought. Also, as well, I know that Kieran Trippier is right-footed, and it will probably suit more for, obviously, Yamal. If Yamal is going to play on that side, for him to cut in and Trippier to be more naturally on that kind of side. But I think Yamal will probably run rings around him, in all honesty. So I'm very interested to see how that kind of battle will go. I think it depends on Luke Shaw's fitness. If Shaw is fit enough to play, he'll play Luke Shaw. If he's not, he'll probably do what he did the other night. He'll probably play Kieran Trippier for 45 minutes and then he'll probably put Luke Shaw on for the other 45 minutes. Don't know why that's the only change he'll probably make, but there you have it. Apart from that, I think everyone else keeps their place. Pickford in goal, obviously. Stones and Guehi at the heart of the defence. Mainu in the midfield alongside Declan Rice. Saka on the right. Foden on the left. Bellingham behind the striker. And Kane as the number 10. That's just the way that obviously he's done it throughout the tournament. I don't know why he's done that constantly and why he's not made more changes, but those are just the players I expect to see on the pitch on Sunday. He needs to change it. He should change it, but he's not going to until the Spanish go 1-0 up. That is just how I see it. Now, in terms of how I see the game going and maybe a prediction, look, we know how the Spanish are going to play. I've told you already how the Spanish are going to play. We know the kind of personnel that the Spanish have got. They've got a decent goalkeeper. They've got Dani Carvajal at right back. They've got some very good experience. They've got a good blend of experience and youth, not just across the back four, but across the team entirely. Like I say, in the midfield, Rodri, we know all about him. We know all about how he's the best DM on the planet. We know how he pops up with some clutch goals every now and again. We also know that Dani Olmo, Fabian Ruiz, they've had very good tournaments themselves. Nico Williams on one side, Lamine Yamal on the other have been very consistent and very excellent for the Spanish in this entire tournament. Alvaro Morata, if he is fit, is going to be big for them as well. He may not be the most natural killer goal scorer you're ever going to see, but he has a big part in this Spanish side. They've got some very good players. Even in depth, they have some very good players to come off the bench. But like I said, England have two. England probably have the stronger in depth. England should use that more. They're not going to. England have ways to exploit the Spanish's weaknesses, but it's about whether they do it at the right times and whether they take their chances when they eventually do. For the Spanish, England have their vulnerabilities, but they need to kill the game off when it matters. They will need to kill the game off. When they have the opportunity to do so, they will need to kill the game off. And that is easier said than done, because although I criticise Gareth Southgate's side, I have to say that they find ways to make games so boring and dull by cancelling out the opposition that sometimes they are difficult to break down. I will give them that, because they defend so deep. And in terms of a prediction, as much as I want England to win, and this is the thing, people think I don't want England to win. I would love for England to win. I am so disassociated with England that I don't necessarily care that much. But obviously, with me living in this country, with me having friends and family and people that I know just absolutely love and adore the football and love and adore England and whatever the case may be, I would love it for them. I would love it so that everybody goes absolutely mental after the game finishes, goes absolutely crazy, gets drunk, just spreads the love, whatever their case may be. It would be incredible to see England win a major international tournament in my lifetime, and it very well could happen on Sunday. But I don't think it will. I don't think it will, and I think the Spanish will win this game, in all honesty. And I think it is mainly down to the Spanish being the best team in this tournament. I think they deserve it more. And I think on the day, they'll just have too much for the English. If it goes down to penalties, if it goes all the way to penalties, England win. England win. There's no doubt in my mind, England win on penalties. But if it goes to 90 or 120 minutes, the Spanish have to win in normal time or extra time. I don't think they'll win on penalties, but I think the Spanish will win in one of those two segments of play. I just see it happening. I just really do see it happening. Like I say, it might seem a bit harsh. It might seem a bit like, I know I've been against England's Southgate throughout the tournament and even years prior, but I just see the Spanish winning, because I just see Gareth Southgate bottling it again against a top nation. I just see England not setting up correctly. I just see England being more reactive than proactive, and it all stems from the manager. I just don't think this manager is going to be good enough in this final to get England over the finish line to win the trophy. I just don't. And that is why, let me just bring it up here, I have gone with a 2-1 win to the Spanish. That's why I've gone with a 2-1 win to the Spanish. I think it'll be similar to how the game went 3 years ago against Italy. I think England will take the lead this time around, and then they'll sit back, and they'll sit back, and they'll sit back, and the Spanish will just have all the ball, and they'll look to penetrate, and they'll look to get in behind the England defence, and they'll get a few opportunities here and there, and we'll try and counter-attack, but it might not be good enough, and eventually the Spanish will win. And if I had to put money on goal scorers, look, I won't put it past Yamal to get a goal in the final, the 16-year-old who is absolutely blitzing it this tournament. Wouldn't be surprised if he scored, but Rodri, that's my pick. Rodri to score is also my pick, because he always comes up clutch. In these big moments, Rodri always comes up clutch. So if I had to pick a goal scorer for the Spanish, it would be Rodri. I think England will score first, and then I think the Spanish, I just think the Spanish will bounce back. and go on and win the game. If it goes all the way to penalties again, like I say, I think England will win. But in 90 minutes or 120 minutes, whatever the case is, I think the Spanish will win. And that is how I think Euro 2024 will end, with, again, England in tears, England regretting and, once again falling at the final hurdle of a European Championship. But they're just my thoughts, my comments, my opinions, my predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, on this particular topic. I want to know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think and feel about the final on Sunday. Let me know your thoughts, your comments, your opinions, but most of all, of course, your predictions on what you think will happen on Sunday. Let me know about all of that good stuff down below in the comment section. Use and abuse that comment section, people. Would love to hear from you all on that. Otherwise, hit the like button on the way up if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you are new and want to see more content like this. Both things are always and forever greatly appreciated. Get involved in the comment section, like I say. All of that would be great. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. I've been Fletch. This has been another Fletch Talks video. You know what? Good luck to both teams. Good luck to both teams on Sunday. Like I say, my heart says England. My head says Spain. I'm going with my head on this one, in all honesty. Thanks everyone for watching, guys. Enjoy the football, and I'll see you all again soon in another video or live stream or whatever it may be. Cheers, guys. Thanks for watching. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your night. Speak to you again soon.